This is the brand new Monarc Tracer, Monarc's new commuter e-bike. And before we get it out of the box, I want to show you something. It comes with 2 batteries, not just one. And that is a strong impression for a brand new company.
So we are going to show you what the unboxing experience is like. We'll also show you what multiple different riders look like on this bike.
And we'll compare it to the brand's very first model. This is the Monarc Marker. Also comes with 2 batteries. And Miles has no idea what the Tracer looks like. He's never used their touchscreen display, so I'm curious about his thoughts. Let's get started. All right, a life by bike. That sounds good to me. Pop open these tabs, and this box kind of unfolds.
So you have a bunch of tabs all around the box to pull open.
Cut these. Before we reveal what color this is, I have one favor to ask of you. If you're planning to purchase a Monarc e-bike, use our link down in the description or scan the QR code on your screen now. Using those links supports the channel, but you'll also be able to see what Monarc is currently including as far as accessories go. They like to throw some things in. Monarc, after all, is backed by Electric, America's best-selling e-bike company. All right, here we go. There it is. What do you think of that purple?
Yeah, it's definitely my style.
Don't worry, guys. They have a wide variety of colors in case you don't like this purple, but I think it actually looks pretty good. Nice. All right, here's that LCD screen, Miles. I am very curious what you think of it. It's a touchscreen display. Here's a first look at the Kenda tires. Yes, narrower, 27.5 by 2.2 inches wide.
Got a decent amount of tread on it.
Yeah.
And look at those rotors.
Huge rotor, 203 millimeters. Miles, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you say that this fork looks pretty nice?
Yeah.
Okay,
nice with a silent G.
Minnesota nice, according to the company. Midwest-based.
Hey, I can relate to that.
All right, we have all the packaging off, but before we start assembling and starting our timer, let's go through the accessory box. All right, so we have the accessory box here. Let's see what Monarc is including. All right.
Is that a fast charger?
This is a fast charger, 5-amp charger, so 2 batteries,
yeah.
3 hours to charge up, 1 from empty, 6 hours if you happen to go on an insane adventure and drain both of them. If you ride a lot, trust me, a fast charger is a game changer because you can put it on a 1-hour charge and probably get enough range what you need to go out for a ride.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if I can surprise Miles again. Have you seen this yet?
Oh yeah, I saw Electric start to include this with the XP2. We saw it on the Express 2 as well. This is a torque wrench.
Yeah, and so we'll use this in a bit. Now, to be fair, this is a cheaper torque wrench, but it gets the job done because as you're torquing down the bolts, there's numbers here that kind of go by the tension or the torque you're putting down, and then you stop at the torque rating. That's what makes it possible for this to be a direct-to-consumer e-bike, and more likely that you'll be able to assemble at home, though, of course, if you're not comfortable, definitely check out your local bike shop.
Yeah, but you can torque it to spec and feel a little bit more safe.
And then we have some more tools and reflectors and their quick release pedals, which we'll show you how they go on in a second.
I think we're ready to assemble.
I think we are. 3, 2, 1, start the timer. All right, so I think let's start maybe with the handlebars because this is actually resting nicely. All right, first, remove that stem cap. We'll remove this piece of cardboard. You don't need that. And then we have the handlebars. The trickiest thing here is to make sure your handlebars are oriented properly with all the cables and the throttle and controls on the left side, your shifter on the right. So this is a tip that I think will be very helpful. Instead of messing around with the handlebar orientation, just rotate the fork. Now you want to make sure once that stem cap is off, the fork could completely drop out. Ask me how I know, but I'm going to very carefully rotate this, and there we go, and we'll bring these cables around, and wow, that just made our lives so much easier. So now you can see on the right side, we have the shifter cable and the right brake cable coming here, and we'll kind of straighten this out here. And then on the left side, you should see this brake line going on the left side. This should not be twisted around the head tube or anything like that.
Yeah, ours was, so just keep an eye out for that.
So we're putting the handlebars on now. Monarc has their own assembly instructions, so make sure you follow that, but don't put too much tension on that. And we're going to leave the handlebars loose at least until we get that front wheel on. So one of the cool things for easy assembly is this through axle, and it has a lever on it. So you actually can use this to unscrew it. We'll set that aside. And then this is the disc brake spacer. Pull that out. Nice to have two people for installing the front wheel, but I'll roll it on. Here's a quick tip. If this is giving you some hassle getting off, just use your through axle on the other side and pop it off. All right, so now we'll put the disc brake and we'll drop it down. You should be able to get it to rest a little bit and then install your through axle. Sometimes it helps to lift up the front fork slightly. There we go. And we'll tighten this.
Nice that it's tool-free.
Note that there is a piece in here that is not attached, but it's where the through axle threads onto. So make sure that that doesn't pop out. We'll tighten it up. You can see the through axle coming through here. Keep going, and it's ready to be tightened on. There we go. Front wheel installed, though it needs to be pumped up. At this point, we can put the kickstand down so the bike's not falling over. Miles, do you want to do the honors with the pedals? I know it's a big ask.
Yeah, I suppose. No wrench required, though. And these are labeled for right side, left side. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Line that up, pull out the collar, push it in. Do the same on the other side. Nice and easy.
So this is obviously the step through. We'll have various height riders stand over it in a second, but let's finish the assembly. Fender's pretty straightforward here. Got two bolts on top here.
I'm already noticing one nice, like really minor touch, but usually these fenders attach with one contact point to the center of the fork here. And having it on both sides is gonna take away from, you know, the fender not lining up with the profile of the wheel. So pretty cool.
Save yourself some effort and use an electric pump like the one we sell at shop.ebikeescape.com. This is the one I use multiple times per week. It's nice because it has a higher capacity, but it's still easy to travel with.
We're gonna pump these up to 30 PSI. All you gotta do with this pump is screw it onto the valve. Once it's screwed on the valve, hit the power button.
What I do like about these handlebars is the stem is already attached to the handlebars, so you don't have to worry about these 4 bolts, but the 2 that you'll want to tighten down are going to be these ones on the side. So we're going to torque those down to spec right now. All right, so what Miles did before that is kind of made sure the front wheel is aligned with the front of the stem here. If you don't do it right, you're going to notice because it's going to be a little bit weird to turn. All right, show us how that torque wrench works.
All right, so we're just gonna tighten it up till you start to feel it flex.
All right, we're starting to see the 6 Newton meter mark, and it looks like there's about 10 Newton meters. Should be good. Okay, once your handlebars are attached, it's a color matching game up front here. All of these cables have a little notch in them, and there's an arrow, so you match up the arrows. Looks like I have a green one here. That's going to go to the display.
There's the arrow, there's the arrow. We'll match those up, pop it in. Okay, is that red? Red, red, arrow. Match it up, pop it in.
That's your controls to your display.
Pop it in, and then...
That's a brake line, I believe. Yeah, that one was the throttle, and then the brake line is actually this one. All right, and we'll feed some of these back through just a little bit to clean it up, but there you go. Stop the timer. That was the final assembly time with 2 people, and of course we are still talking to you. So not too bad. Just follow Monarc's instructions, and I think if you are at all slightly handy, you can figure it out. Though, remember, you can always have a bike shop do a safety check if you're not confident. All right, before we turn the bike on, let's talk about a few of the components. Though if you want to know everything about this e-bike, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you are alerted when our full review goes live. We'll put this bike to the test and see how Monarc did. Miles, why don't you push on that nice fork, the reverse arch fork?
Oh yeah, nice and smooth.
And we have locking grips, Talon P4 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes. These are the levers, oversized rotor in the front, 180 in the rear, and of course we have a Shimano Q's 9-speed trigger shifter, left-hand thumb throttle, and yes, a Q's derailleur, which you really don't see at this price point, and a name brand Bafang hub motor, 750 watts, over 1,600 watts of peak power. We've got a Mick rear rack, 60-pound capacity on the rear rack.
Pannier hangers.
Integrated lights here. Ooh, power button is not there.
What?
Easy one to miss. Power button is actually on top of the display.
Oh, right back here.
All right, there's that touchscreen display. don't you play around with it a little bit? I just wanted to see what you think.
Okay, so it's just like using a touchscreen on a phone. Got your bike settings here, speed limit. Super nice, you don't have to use controls to get to all of these.
Though you can use the controls if you want to, but once you start using the touchscreen controls, it's actually pretty darn easy.
All right, we got class 3 speeds, and this I'm guessing is gonna be like a hybrid class 2-3 with the throttle at 20 miles per hour.
Yep.
Throttle high, low?
So throttle high and low is high means that you have full access to the throttle in all pedal assist levels. Low is it's limited depending on the pedal assist level. Don't worry, I'll walk you through that during the first person riding footage so you know exactly how it feels.
Rear traffic radar, so this is radar?
Optional radar from Monarch, which is cool.
TMPS warning, what's that, Ryan?
Tire pressure monitoring. So if you want to buy that from Monarch, it will notify you if you get low tire pressure, just like your fancy vehicle would. So at launch, they're including a smart helmet, and Miles just found out how to add it.
So this plus button's how you add the optional devices or included at launch. So this is where you'd go to connect the tire pressure monitoring system, the radar, and the smart helmet, which is included at launch.
Before we put various height riders on the Monarc Tracer, I think we should compare it to the Marker. We put the Marker in the back because that's the bigger bike of the two and also the heavier of the two. So we weighed both of these bikes, and the Tracer, not surprisingly, is significantly lighter. So if you're looking for something a little bit more nimble, lighter weight, definitely go with the Tracer. Though I will say these offer some tread, so you could do some light off-roading, maybe some crushed gravel paths, because these do have some knobs on them. Note that these are both the step-through models. On the step-through Tracer, you also get more swept-back handlebars compared to the high step. So if you're looking for a more upright riding position or a more customizable riding position, definitely go with the step-through, and that's on both the Marker or the Tracer. You can see we have more utility with the Marker with the Molly panel in the back. These are different rear racks. This is more set up for commuter panniers.
But both rated to 60 pounds, so they have the same carrying capacity.
All right, should we try to get them like super close? What do you think, Miles?
Well, it looks like the wheelbase is maybe a little bit longer on the Tracer. Lower standover height on the Tracer as well.
Oh yeah, look at that. So on the Marker frame, the reinforcement bar here is much higher. So the Tracer is much more accessible. I mean, look at that. This is only 3-4 inches off the bottom of the frame right here. I think the Tracer also might accommodate slightly shorter riders. We are on more uneven ground. It's fairly close, a few inches maybe. Besides the width of the forks, you still get a suspension front fork. And yes, it's the cool styling with the reverse arch, that is called.
That's what the kids are into these days.
Both motors, while look different, are both 750 watts and peak over 1600 watts, though we'll see how the Tracer does up our hill climb compared to the Marker, because obviously this is much lighter weight.
Same drivetrain on both with the 9-speed Qs setup.
All right, let's get into putting various height riders on the Tracer so you can see how you might fit. Let's see, the minimum insertion point. Oh my, Miles.
Oh, what?
Holy smokers, right there.
What? Okay, wow. Holy.
So you might be towering over the bike at 6'5" or so. But hey, the seat post goes up that high. I'll lower it down for myself. All right, I'm 6 feet tall with a 32-inch inseam. And yeah, I can still get full leg extension. I like the swoop that these handlebars have. I could even bring them back a little bit more towards me if I want to. And then you have tons of room for accessories. My wife is 5'5".
I'm just under 6'1". I have a 33-inch inseam, so I should probably come up a tiny bit more.
Look at that, embracing that color.
Yeah.
Looks good on you.
You know what? I don't mind it, to be honest.
This is how a 6'3" rider fits. You can still get full leg extension. Put your foot on the other pedal and put it down. There you go. All right, you are 5'2". All right, is that too high or is that good? All right, and put your foot there. Perfect, 5'2" rider. So if we've helped with your Monarch purchase decision, do me one favor, it's free. Use our link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen. Now, before you buy, thank you so much for your support. I want to hear what you think of the Tracer down in the comment section. Be sure to check out our full review.
All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.